Hi, this is Donald here, and this is my review of Transformation, Understanding the Three Levels of Masculine Consciousness by Robert A. Johnson. In this book, Robert A. Johnson goes through the three stages we all, both men and women, face in our lives, especially regarding our masculine side. Once again, this applies to both men and women, because we both have masculine and feminine sides. Johnson discusses the three stages of development, one being childlike innocence, or unconscious perfection. Two, conscious imperfection, which is you've wisened up to the world and you feel doubt, anxiety, incompleteness, fear, division, midlife crisis, all that jazz. And stage three, conscious perfection, which is harmony, inner work, wholeness, inner peace. I was actually surprised by how short this book was. The book is only 105 pages long, but that includes wide margins, large font, and pretty generous spacing. It's definitely a short book. I read it in 2 days, and I wasn't reading it too quickly either. So just a disclaimer about some of the book. The three characters Johnson uses to explain his stages are personally pretty important to me. They've been very memorable when I've read their books. For stage one, Johnson uses Don Quixote, who, if you've read the novel, he is a perfectly innocent, confident, happy individual. And Johnson argues that being in this stage and staying in this stage is perfectly fine. It's just childlike innocence and joy. Nothing wrong with that. You don't have to move on. However, once we taste of real pain and struggle and, the harsh club of reality, you might even say, sometimes we're forced into the second stage. And once we're in the second stage, we can't go back. And this happens to Don Quixote. He just gets beat down over and over and over again, while also having some extraordinary adventures. And the challenging thing is modern life actually pushes us into phase two, because it makes us worry about complexities, school, anxieties, future, savings, retirement, all this stuff at once, instead of just enjoying life one day at a time. Stage two is represented by Hamlet, who is the modern day Western man and woman. If you've read Hamlet before, he's paralyzed with doubt. He's constantly thinking. He's confused. He's worrying. He's uncertain. He lashes out at people. He doesn't know what to do. He's living a life, but he's struggling with meaning. Johnson argues that most of us are actually stuck in this painful stage two. And unfortunately, even though Western societies have forced us into this stage, it hasn't really showed us how to advance to the next stage. Now, I say Western societies, but I think more and more so, this is becoming the same thing in Eastern societies. The last stage is represented by Faust, which is actually quite surprising, because if you've read Goethe's Faust, he actually deals with quite a bit of intense, PTSD level events in his life. And Johnson argues that Faust and his deal with the devil kind of represents our light and our shadow sides. And it's a journey that we have to find balance between. At first, I enjoyed this book, pretty enjoyable. And then after a while, I actually wasn't sure if I was enjoying it. I was actually thinking maybe this is one of those books I actually don't enjoy from this guy. However, near the end of the book, or about halfway through, it really clicked for me, and I ended up loving the book. It's probably my favorite book from Robert A. Johnson. This is a quite different book, and the best way I can describe it is poetic and structured differently. It feels more freehand and less constrained. It feels more light. How should I say it? It kind of has some Eastern writing styles, in my opinion, where it feels a little bit circular sometimes and not linear, and it doesn't always strive for logic at its highest ideal. And that was pretty refreshing. At a certain point, you really have to stop thinking about what is being said, and you really have to feel what is being said. just like poetry. In a larger sense, the book follows the three stages that Johnson talks about. The more you read, the more and more poetic and feelings-based it becomes, more spiritual. So it's kind of acknowledging that logical side, but also surpassing it in some ways as you read near the end of the book. Would I recommend this book? Yeah, I would definitely recommend this book to everybody. I think this is a really powerful and elegant, beautiful book. I definitely felt some things emotionally pretty deep down, and the book really brought them out. And I think everything he said made a lot of sense to me. Some of the material and the examples he might have stretched a bit. His general concept I totally agreed with. If you like the rest of Robert A. Johnson, or just psychology in general, or want to learn more about yourself and see where you fit psychologically compared to the rest of the world, this is a perfect book for you. And that is my review of Transformation by Robert A. Johnson. Hope you enjoyed the review. Please let me know what you thought in the comments below. Let me know if you enjoyed the book or not. Thanks.